Hey, what's up guys? It's Andrew here with a video about Pearl Harbor and the effects of groupthink. On December 7th, 1941, Japanese bombers launched a surprise aerial attack on the Pearl Harbor Naval Base located in Hawaii.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air, President Roosevelt has just announced. The attack also was made on all naval and military activities on the principal island of Oahu.
The attack consisted of Japanese kamikaze bombers who dove their planes into the naval base. The Japanese were led by this guy, Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, the commander-in-chief of the combined fleet during World War II. President Franklin Roosevelt and Admiral Kimmel played pivotal roles on the American side of things. Pearl Harbor was a life-changing event for many people. However, it could have easily been avoided using the 9 formulas developed by Irving Janis to prevent groupthink mentality. Now, over to my colleague, Brenna, for a definition of what groupthink really is.
Thanks, pal. Groupthink is a psychological occurrence that happens in groups of all sizes. It occurs when members of a group reach a peak in what Irving Janis calls groupie feelings. This usually happens after group norms are established, when there is an increase in morale and a decrease in critical thinking. Janis found that there are 8 symptoms of groupthink: invulnerability, rationale, morality, stereotypes, pressure, self-censorship, unanimous decision-making, and mind guards. She also discovered 6 signs and 9 remedies of groupthink, the remedies being the most important in this case. In our video, we will only discuss 3 of the 9 formulas. Formulas 1, 4, and 7. Formula 1. The leader should assign the role of critical evaluator to every member. Formula 4. The group should require members to talk about actions with each unit in the organization. Formula 7. A large amount of time should be devoted to finding all warning signals from the rivals. Now over to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Brenna, for that great introduction to what groupthink really is. Now, to my old pal Sutherland to talk about formulas 1 and 7 and how they apply to Pearl Harbor. Hope you enjoy.
Thanks, Andrew. Now, the first formula Janis develops urges the group to assign the role of critical evaluator to each member and encourages the group to value and voice objections and doubts. President Roosevelt initially implemented economic penalties which made the Japanese mad. Richmond K. Turner, U.S. Navy Admiral, was warned and advised to put Pearl Harbor on high alert status and increase security, but the recommendations were taken only kind of seriously. Had the warnings been taken more seriously, there could have been steps taken in order to guard against the attack. Japanese Admiral Yamamoto felt the pressure from Roosevelt's economic attacks as a threat to the well-being of the Japanese country and planned to surprise the attack on Pearl Harbor. Now, Formula 7, Janis said, whenever the policy issue involves relations with a rival nation or organization, the group should devote a sizable block of time, perhaps an entire session, to survey all of the warning signs from the rivals and should write alternative scenarios on the rivals' intentions. Now, this relates perfectly to Pearl Harbor for obvious reasons. If American leaders had taken time to listen to warning signals and various military leaders' suggestions, maybe they wouldn't have underestimated the Japanese military power, and this whole catastrophe could have been avoided. Franklin D. Roosevelt's choice to request a war declaration following the attack was without proper and necessary consultation with the rival country of Japan. If there had been an open conversation about the economic implementations taking place, the hasty actions from both the U.S. and the Japanese could have been averted. Also, the partial action taken within the Japanese and the U.S. government to communicate a plan of action that aired the opinions and advice of many rather than just a few attributed to the groupthink situation. And now back to you, Andrew.
Thank you, Sutherland, for those insightful words. On to Formula 4 with Elizabeth. Hit us with some knowledge.
Hey guys, I didn't see you there. The fourth and final formula we will be discussing and applying is perhaps the most obvious yet overlooked. To put it in layman's terms, Janis advises group members to discuss all deliberations before agreeing to anything, then reporting that back to the group. The lack of communication within the code-breaking teams was detrimental to U.S. intel. First off, they broke themselves up in small teams in different rooms, keeping in mind this was before the age of easy communication via internet and cell phones. Secondly, the head of the code-breaking unit was never involved. He was an overseer from a distance. By neglecting to report new findings back to the group, the code-breaking team fell victim to groupthink mentality yet again.
What's up, guys? You see, If America had just paid attention to all the symptoms of groupthink, we could have protected ourselves against the attacks on Pearl Harbor. Where was Irving Janis when we needed him most? Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Please like this video, comment, rate, subscribe, do everything please, and be sure to check out future videos. Have a good one.